A very good morning, my dear students. Today I am going to start new chapter of Science 2, Standard 10th, that is chapter number 6, Animal Classification. In this chapter, we are going to study different content as history of animal classification, new methods of animal classification, kingdom, animalia, etc. Now, before starting explanation, I would like to inform you children that due to COVID problem, some content from each chapter are omitted. So, I will cancel those content that you have to keep in your mind. Now, we will see that animals are specially classified, or animal kingdom is classified into two main subkingdoms as non-chordate and chordata. Now, non-chordates are further divided into 10 phylum, but it is very difficult to learn these 10 phylum in order. Therefore, I would like to suggest you a trick how to learn this 10 phylum in proper order. For that, you have to write a sentence. What I am telling, you have to write pretty, powerful, cat, placed, an apple, around, mouse, which, accord, hard. In this, the PR letter in pretty indicates the protozoa phylum. Same way, PO indicates Porifera, C in cat indicates Nigeria, PL in placed indicate Platyhelminthes, A indicates Aschelminthes. Further, A in apple indicates Annelida, AR in around indicates Arthropoda, MO indicates Mollusca, ECH in chord indicate Echinodermata, H indicate Hemichordata. Now, we will see that kingdom chordate is having only one phylum, that is Chordata, and that also having subphylum. As if we learn from one sentence, that is U clap vertical, U Urochordata, C Cephalochordata, and V vertebrata. Vertebrata is further divided, but the Urochordata and Cephalochordata are not divided. Vertebrata is divided into Cyclostomata, Pisces, Amphibia, Reptilia, Aves, Mammalia, etc. Now, we will start with the explanation, and I will tell you what contents are cancelled that you have to cancel in your textbook. Now see children, here we are going to start the animal classification. In that, what you have to study and what you are not supposed to study, that I'll let you know. First of all, you see that in this chapter we are going to study history of animal classification, new system of animal classification, and kingdom, animalia, etc. that already I told you. But the next topic is that, can you recall, that you have to cancel children. This is not for your portion now, so you have to cancel it. Further will come that how the classification of living organism are divided into, you can see here they are as prokaryote and eukaryote. Further they are divided, prokaryote as Monera and you carry out further into unicellular organism and multicellular organism. In unicellular cellular organism, kingdom Protista is there. In multicellular, they are with cell wall and without cell wall. With cell wall further divided into autotroph and heterotroph, and without cell wall in kingdom Animalia. Then this autotroph further as Plantae and heterotroph are as kingdom Fungi. So this way they are classified. Now let us see that how the classification is based on the different criteria, that we'll see now. Here this is full classification, you can see here. Now let us see here the classification of the living organism. So we can see that a variety of substances around, like the different type of the animals are there, a variety of animal, a variety of plant are there, a variety of things are there around us in our atmosphere. So here we can see that we can see, children, here a variety of animals are present around us. Now out of these animals, some animals are too small, whereas some animals are too big. Some animals are terrestrial. So what is the meaning of terrestrial? I am double underlining this terrestrial and aquatic. What is the meaning of terrestrial, children? That terrestrial means which animals are living on the land. Such animals are called as terrestrial. While some animals which are living in water, we are calling them as aquatic. Now, some animals crawl on the land, while some animals are swimming in the water, as fish, you know. Some animals or some organisms fly in the air. Some animals are having the scales on the skin, for example, snakes. Some animals are having the feathers or hair. So this way we can see a huge variety is there. There is a huge variety or huge diversity among the animals. Now, according to the recent studies, we can see that a estimated number of the species is nearly 7 millions. That means nearly 7 million species of the animals are present on the earth. So children, can you tell it will be easy to study these all? According to you, what you think, but according to me, it is not easy to study them altogether if 7 millions are there. Therefore, what scientists are doing, that they are divided into groups, subgroups, like that way they are divided. But what is the criteria for this division? The criteria for this division is that they have to see that what similarities are there and what differences are there in their structure, and this way they can see that there is a lot difference and there is a lot similarities in the animal. So what is the criteria, children, that I'll underline for you? First of all, you see that on earth nearly 7 millions species are there. And the second thing, that the animals, the groups and subgroups of animals are found depending upon the similarities and differences, and this is making easy for them to study the variety of animals. Now, if I'll ask you that what is the criteria, so what you have to tell, that we have to see the similarities as well as the differences in their structure, size, etc. So, for example, like in your class, if you'll see, all the students are there, and that are more or less same age, and they all are having two eyes, two ear, hair, the one nose, everything is similar, but still everybody is having some peculiar characteristic, and due to that peculiar characteristic, you will come to know that this individual student is this individual student is that, and according to name you will come to recognize. So this way we come to know that individual students we recognize with a little bit special characteristic, that we can say that it is the differences, while the similarities, like all are having two eyes, one nose, two ear, so these all are the two hand, two leg, these all are the similarities. So this way we have to keep in our mind while we are while we are studying about the classification. So same thing was kept in mind by the scientists. Now children, we will see that formation of group and subgroup of animal depending upon the similarities and differences among the animal is called the animal classification. That is given here, children, and that you have to remember. You can see here, children, this point you have to learn, that formation of groups and subgroup of animal depending upon the similarities and differences among animal is called the classification. Now, after that we will see this part, history of animal classification, is cancelled for you, okay, as well as the traditional method of animal classification is also cancelled. So let me cancel for you. This part is cancelled. Now again this part is also cancelled. Then this traditional method is also cancelled. So now what is left that I'll teach you here? We can see here the benefits of the animal classification. This is the benefits of the animal classification. First is study of animals become convenient. If the scientists have classified the animal, then the study of animals become very convenient. Second point, this is first point. Second point, study of few animals from a group helps to understand about the entire animal group. Mean if we'll study about few animals, then only we come to know about the other animals. Third, it gives an idea about the animal evolution. That means how they were evolved. Then fourth is animal can be easily identified with great accuracy. Then Next is it helps to understand the relationship of animals with the other living organism. That means how they are related to the other organism or how they are dependent on the other organism. 6.8 helps to understand the habitat of each animal. Habitat means their dwelling place or living place and its exact role in the nature. So, like for example, you can take the example of the earthworm. How it is very helpful to the farmer because of the digging of the soil. So, same way the other animal, how they are helpful or how they play the exact role in the nature. Seventh, it helps to understand various adaptations shown by animals. So, these are the points what you have to learn. Now, the last point is that you can see here non-chordates are classified. This is the last point what you have to study in this page. That is, non-chordates are classified, divided into 10 phyla. Already I told: Protozoa, Porifera, Coelenterata, Cnidaria, Platyhelminthes, Scalmenthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata and Hemichordata. So, this the learning way I told you already, that how you can learn in a short way. Now, let us see now. Here we have to see first chordates. Now, in chordates we will see that characters of the chordates. What are the characters of the chordates? That let me see now. So we are going to study about the chordates and characters of the chordates. So here are the chordates. Now what are the characters of chordate? That we will see. First is body supported by notochord. Now what is notochord? Notochord is a cord-like structure that support to the body. Now, second is pharyngeal gill slits or the lungs are present for respiration. So when we are in embryo stage means just the child is in the womb of the mother. That time these pharyngeal gill slits are present for the respiration. But when the child is born, the lungs are developed and with the help of lungs we are respiring. Third, nerve cord is present on dorsal side of the body. Your back side is called dorsal side. It is hollow. So on dorsal side the nerve cord is present. Fourth, heart is present on the ventral side. So our front side is called the ventral side. So our heart is present in the ventral side. So these are the characteristics of the chordates. That all the characteristics, all these 4 characteristics you have to learn by heart, because these may come in any form. Now let us see here what is notochord. Notochord is a long rod-like supporting structure present on the dorsal side of animal body. It keeps the nerve tissue isolated from the remaining body. So that we have to learn and keep in our mind. This is important point, that what is notochord. So that you have to learn what is notochord. Now, so we will see now the next characteristic of the chordate. So here you can see the structure. In this structure it is shown that how the muscles are there, how the tail fin is there, how the anus is there. What is anus? Anus is the opening of the rectum from which the excreta is removed. How the notochord is there, how the nerve cord is there, it all you can see in this. And where is the mouth? In embryo stage. So this is an important thing that you have to see. 6.2. So here you can see muscles are there, then gill slits are there, anus already I explained you that opening of the rectum, tail fin is there, then mouth is there, then you can see nerve cord is there, notochord is there, all structure you can see. So this is the characteristic of the chordates. So this you have to learn, children. It is important point. Now here one more topic is there, we will see now. Do you know? This is one topic. You can see here. Do you know? So this is the topic, do you know? So here we will see all chordate animals are grouped together in a single phylum, and name of that phylum is same as phylum Chordata. So this point you have to remember, that all chordates animals are grouped together in a single phylum, and the name of phylum is phylum Chordata. This phylum has been divided into how many parts, children? 3 parts, or 3 phylum, 3 subphylum as Urochordata. I already told the trick how to learn. Cephalochordata and Vertebrata. Then this subphylum Vertebrata, that this is important point, it is further divided into 6 classes. How many classes, children? 6 classes. It has been further divided into 6 classes or 6 subphyla. Then Vertebrata subphyla is further divided into 6 classes. What are those 6 classes? That we'll see now. Cyclostobata, Pisces, then Amphibia, class Reptilia, class Apes, and class Mammal. So this way we can see that how this classification is done. Now here you can see in short how they are classified. That kingdom Animalia, this is kingdom Animalia. It is divided into 2 subkingdom. Which are those 2 subkingdom, children? I'll show you here. Kingdom Animalia is further divided into 2 subkingdoms. So children, I I am ending this topic here. Now further the classification of kingdom Animalia already explained you, and once more I will revise it. Now already that I told you that you have to learn this topic, and whatever doubts are there that you have to ask me afterwards.